Hello, this is Debora Lee Meehan, colonicsLady.com, and this is Jessie,
Hi.
and she's going to help me today and ask me questions. And the topic is iodine, and we're going to do some more. It will lead to colonic talk. It's all works together to well-being. So go ahead, take it away, dear.
Lee, my question today is what is iodine and what support does it supply?
Okay, iodine is one of my favorite topics. Iodine is an element, a necessary element that we do not produce within our bodies, but we do need it every day from an outside source. I remember we could purchase it in the drugstores, at least in the 50s, maybe up to the 70s. You could just buy it. Everybody needs it. You don't hear a lot of talk about it. I do know from much experience and personal experience also that um, people are out of iodine because they don't take it every day. It's not something that's talked about and suggested by the so-called healthcare um, industry. And I do find the problem that comes from that a neglect of the importance of this element. Um, I have been told and read much information that their testing is very inadequate for their thyroid and measuring the iodine amounts, that the body will have to show a 60% deficiency before it shows up as a problem with the body. 60% deficiency means that's over half. And so let's discuss why that's not good. Well, it's not accurate. So, in my opinion, um, I've had people with cancer for 30 years come in and different health issues, obviously, but even the ones with serious situations, they'll say, I have such and such going on, but my thyroid works just fine. Well, uh, that doesn't make sense. That's not 1 + 1 = 2, in my opinion, because the thyroid controls the metabolic rate. It's the little thyroid gland right there. It supplies the metabolic rate for all your systems and organs in your body. So that means that the total functioning uh, of the body is rests on this little iodine, thyroid, and iodine situation. So if you already have a serious illness, then your iodine cannot be right and your thyroid cannot be working right because it's not getting fed the iodine. That's the food for the thyroid. So right there, that's basic, simple, biogenic information. So I don't understand why they're thinking anything else. So what I always do is I believe it's like the umbrella, the thyroid and the bowel. I know you can say the heart and the brain's real important. It is, but if your thyroid's working right and your bowels are real clean, if your body's clean and you don't have a bunch of parasites and heavy metals and poisons in your body and you're clean and you're pooping real good, but you'll have to go back about 50 years to really ever think what that might be, and you might not have been alive then when people were skinny and happy. But so that working right, and then your thyroid, of course, your bowel would be working right if your metabolic rate and your thyroid's working right. So that's you got the two best things going for you. Then your heart's going to work right, your brain's going to work right, everything's going to work right with those two um, organs. um, that's how I see it, doing the whole body, and I am working with the whole body integratively at all times, no compartmentalizing here. So it's like the umbrella, so it's very important. um, I don't, it's a given to me. I mean, I don't diagnosed, obviously, but Hulda Clark does in her book. So my clients can read that, and I can read them paragraphs out of there. And she's a scientist, and uh, iodine's a very important thing. So I just, of course, ask if anybody's already taking it. I really haven't had anybody say they are in 30 years. Really.
So that they are or they are not?
They are not.
Okay, taking it. They're not.
Yeah, they're not taking it. It would be a surprise if somebody would say, "Oh yes, I take iodine every day." Now they may in their nutritional supports and stuff. I don't know. Um, so I just make sure and give them a couple suggestions if they like to get some organic iodine in their system. Because I'm not going to work, I'm not really going to clean out their bowel unless they will support themselves with that, because I think that's wisdom. So, and it always works perfectly. There's only like 3 nutritional supports that I use, but when you're taking out the large amounts of old feces that we are, um, you want to be putting back in the nutritional support, and the iodine is very important. So we can get that metabolic rate going to keep up with the colonics and and before you know it, the body's going like a 5-year-old, their bowel, and everything's moving really nice, and it picks up the metabolic rate nicely from doing the colonic itself. It gets the peristaltic action moving because we are supporting the thyroid and the metabolic rate, and the peristaltic action is a part of that. So it taps into the body functioning the way it's supposed to, and everything just starts kicking in. And like a nice little well-oiled machine. And that's when people start going to the bathroom, like after they eat, like babies eating and going to the bathroom, and everybody returns to that in almost in a 15 series, which has to be a good thing if we can restore that natural function. Why did we ever lose it? So to me, that's confirmation that we're doing a really good thing for the body. And you'll get real thin through the middle, which is why people aren't, because they're not using that peristaltic action and going to the bathroom a lot. So they kind of just, I guess, couch potato is the best way to describe that. But anyway, all that starts working. So iodine, there's many, many, many things too. I've worked with people that had their thyroids removed even when they were young, and I just think that's horrible. That you don't, I'm just telling you, don't ever let anybody take your thyroid gland out. I don't care what they say, because we can get it working. There is no reason you can't get it working unless you, I don't know, somebody cut it out of you or something when you were sleeping and you didn't know it. But oh, please, 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 you need that organ very much. I've seen it turn around for myself. I fixed mine when I was 40. I had like no metabolic rate. I didn't eat a lot. I was real skinny, and then I got a little heavy in my early 30s, because that's what happens when you're hypothyroid. My mother did not have any um, iodine in her thyroid when she was carrying me to give it to me. See, it's not genetic. It's what a mom doesn't have in her body nutritionally cannot be passed on to the fetus, as well as if she has like worms in her liver or in an organ. Those worms will be happy to crawl into the baby's body and migrate to their organs that are the same. That's how it works. It's environmental, many things, many things. Okay. It's just a very important organ. And it's amazing how you feel when your metabolic rate has gone up and your bowel is clean. those two things will put you in a place that is as good as you feel when you start to pray and speak in tongues. So we're just gonna say it all works together. We got a big toolbox, and we're real thankful for all the tools in every your physical body, mental body, emotional, and spiritual body. We're using all the tools we can because that's what God made them for. So I'll give you a couple testimonials about iodine and in another video. Okay. Thank you, Jesse. Any questions?
No, that was it.
Okay. Thanks for joining us for another Colonic Talk, and we appreciate it and happy to visit with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.